I'm Jeremy, the aquaponics manager out in Farm Tech in Dyersville, Iowa. And you're here with another episode of Stems and Scales. Today we're going to be talking about the basics of aquaponics and what it is. Aquaponics is a symbiotic relationship between fish and plants. The fish produce a waste that's used as fertilizer for the plants. The plants basically take those nutrients out of the water and send the filtered water back to the fish. And since it's constantly recirculating like that, it can use about 90% less water than conventional growing. So over here we have the fish tanks. That's where everything starts. They're the main motors of the system. Then the water is actually going to flow through these filter tanks here. So it's very important to filter out water before it actually gets to the plants. That's because the fish will actually produce solid waste, and that solid waste is not what we're using to fertilize the plants. It's actually the liquid waste, the ammonia. So we bring that over here, we capture the solids out, and then bacteria take that ammonia produced by the fish and they turn it into what are called nitrates. And those nitrates are the nitrogen that are plant available for the plants. So for our filtration, the first tank that we have, this is what's called a clarifier, specifically a radial flow clarifier. All that's doing is it's acting like a septic tank like you have at your house. It's just settling out solids, and then the water flows through this pipe here into our biofilter tank. And in that biofilter tank, we supply mesh and bird netting and PVC shavings, and what that does, it lets bacteria grow, and those bacteria are actually going to catch suspended solids out of the water and break those down. And then from there, the clear effluent goes into our grow beds. So these are our grow beds. These are what are called deep water culture raft systems. We have about 10 inches of water with styrofoam boards floating on top. In those styrofoam boards, we have our plants. So here we have an arugula plant. And these are just basically floating on the water, so the roots are constantly dangling down. These are very white and healthy. Now rafts are only one way to grow aquaponically. So you can grow in rafts, or in media beds, or things like clay pebbles, or we have NFT systems like we have up here. So what you have to keep in mind is that aquaponics is an ecosystem approach. Everything's interrelated to each other, and because of that, it's inherently going to be a compromise between water quality parameters. The fish are going to want a little bit different temperature and pH than the plants and bacteria will, and that just has to be accounted for in the system. Although you can really maximize productivity in these systems because everything's tied together. So now you know the basics of aquaponics, but don't stop here. Do some research, learn a little bit more, and try aquaponics. It's like fishing in a bucket.